Miriam closed her worn-out notebook and sighed. She had written 3 chapters of her fantasy novel, but the fear of rejection gnawed at her. What if no one liked it? What if she wasn't good enough? Her best friend, Tund, noticed her frustration. "You know, J.K. Rowling almost gave up too," he said, leaning back against the cafe chair. Miriam raised an eyebrow. "I know she struggled, but how bad was it really?" Tund smiled. "Let me take you back to before Hogwarts existed, before the magic became real for the world. In the early 1990s, a woman named Joan sat in a tiny, dimly lit flat in Edinburgh. She was exhausted. A single mother with barely enough money to survive. She had been rejected again. Another publishing house had said no to her story about a boy wizard. She pulled her coat tighter around herself. The heating barely worked, and the Scottish winter was merciless. She looked at her daughter, Jessica, sleeping peacefully despite their hardships. That little girl was her reason to keep going. But doubts crept in. Was she just chasing a foolish dream? She had always wanted to be a writer, yet here she was, living off government assistance, rejected by 12 publishers. Maybe it was time to let go. Then she remembered something. The story wasn't just hers anymore. It belonged to the boy with glasses, the castle, the magic. It belonged to every child who needed an escape, just like she had needed one as a child. So she held on. One more submission. One more try. One day, Bloomsbury Publishing sent her a letter. Unlike the others, this one was different. They were interested. They wanted to publish Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Her life changed overnight. What had once been endless rejection turned into a global phenomenon. Bookstores filled with children dressed in cloaks, clutching wands, waiting for the next adventure. The same world that had once told her no was now hanging on every word she had written. Tund leaned forward. If J.K. Rowling had given up after the first rejection, or the 5th, or the 10th, there would be no Harry Potter today. The world would have missed out on something magical. Miriam traced the edge of her notebook thoughtfully. "So you're saying keep going?" "Always," Tund said. "Your story might be the one someone needs, just like hers was." Miriam smiled. She opened her notebook again and picked up her pen. The story wasn't over yet.